Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar News, your reliable destination for the latest developments, analysis, and updates concerning the Iraqi dinar and the global financial movements that influence it. Today's headline is one of the most compelling, yet a private conversation between former U.S. President Donald Trump and Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia Al-Sudani has sparked new speculation and optimism among dinar investors worldwide. Could this dialogue mark the start of a significant shift? Let's explore the facts and what they could mean for the future of Iraq's economy and the dinar itself. For years, the Iraqi dinar has represented both potential and uncertainty. Its value remains a topic of debate, with many investors hopeful that a long-awaited revaluation will finally take place. Iraq's vast oil resources, strategic position, and youthful population all suggest potential for future growth. Yet, political instability and economic challenges have prevented that value from being realized. Now, in 2025, news of an exchange between Trump and Sudani has reignited hopes that change might be closer than ever. Although Donald Trump is no longer in office, his global influence continues to shape discussions around foreign policy and economic direction. Known for bold deals and unconventional diplomacy, Trump has maintained a strong interest in Middle Eastern developments. His recent communication with Prime Minister Sudani has raised eyebrows, particularly among those watching Iraq's financial future. Could this signal a potential policy shift, or at least a new wave of international attention toward Iraq's currency reform? Prime Minister Sudani assumed leadership in late 2022 with a clear mission: stabilize Iraq's economy and establish credibility at home and abroad. His tenure has focused on tackling corruption, promoting fiscal responsibility, and reducing overdependence on oil revenues. By engaging in dialogue with someone like Trump, Sudani may be positioning Iraq for a more prominent global role, whether through currency policy changes, economic partnerships, or long-term financial reforms. Sources suggest that the conversation between the two leaders touched on critical economic topics including Iraq's monetary policy, its exchange rate strategy, and the potential for a dinar revaluation. While official transcripts have not been released, insiders describe the discussion as optimistic and centered on future cooperation. Trump reportedly encouraged reforms aimed at improving Iraq's investment appeal, while Sudani provided updates on his administration's progress. Whether the exchange was formal or exploratory, it has intensified speculation within the currency community. The idea of revaluation is not new, but high-profile discussions like this reignite interest. Some analysts argue that Trump's involvement could act as a catalyst, drawing renewed international focus to Iraq's financial restructuring. A meaningful revaluation would not just shift exchange rates, it would rebuild economic trust, attract foreign capital, and increase the global credibility of Iraq's financial system. Skeptics, however, point out that this might be more about politics than real reform. In geopolitics, currency discussions are often used to gain attention or sway public opinion. Is Sudani invoking Trump's name to strengthen his domestic image? Is Trump using Iraq as a strategic talking point for potential political re-engagement? These questions remain open. Still, even politically motivated dialogues can trigger tangible economic reactions, influencing market perception and investor behavior. Under Sudani's leadership, Iraq has taken tangible steps toward economic recovery. Anti-corruption efforts, enhanced banking oversight, and job creation initiatives have aimed to restore trust in public institutions. A stronger, more stable dinar would be a vital milestone in that effort. If dialogue with Trump helps unlock international backing or confidence, it may accelerate progress toward those goals. The United States continues to hold a powerful role in Iraq's financial landscape, whether through military aid, reconstruction funding, or development partnerships. American influence cannot be overlooked. A statement of support from someone like Trump, regardless of formal office, could increase investor confidence and spark renewed engagement with Iraq. That kind of endorsement could also help Iraq reduce reliance on the U.S. dollar, diversify trade relationships, and move toward financial self-reliance. This situation has broader geopolitical implications. Iraq has been carefully navigating relationships with global powers like the US, Iran, and China, while also engaging with its Gulf neighbors. A revaluation of the dinar might not just be an economic maneuver. It could signal a realignment of Iraq's global positioning. Trump has historically challenged conventional alliances and might see Iraq as a partner in reshaping the regional balance. If Sudani sees the same potential, this could lay the groundwork for new trade routes, infrastructure projects, and strategic alliances. For dinar holders, this is a moment to pay close attention. A direct conversation at such a high level about Iraq's currency adds credibility to long-running expectations of revaluation. If confirmed, early investors could see substantial returns, but nothing is guaranteed and caution remains essential. Markets are influenced as much by perception as by fact, and acting on emotion without solid data can lead to poor decisions. It's worth remembering that in the past, Iraq has approached currency reform only to have progress stalled by instability. What makes the current environment different is Iraq's relative stability, higher oil revenues, and increasing global interest. Combined with a reform-focused government and renewed U.S. attention, the conditions for change are more favorable than they've been in years. But long-lasting reform requires time, precision, and the right leadership decisions. Inside Iraq, public demand for economic improvement is growing. Citizens want to see real change, especially in job creation, inflation control, and currency strength. A revaluation would be a powerful political win for Sudani, showing his government is delivering results. Still, missteps could trigger inflation or unintended side effects, making external guidance even more valuable. Whether Trump's input serves as strategic advice or public backing, it could make a difference. As for Trump, his involvement is likely calculated. Even out of office, he remains engaged in international affairs and may view Iraq's transformation as a potential win for himself, for his network, and for Iraq. His timing, as always, is intentional, and with Iraq standing at a critical financial crossroads, this interaction may be more than symbolic. Global economics are shifting fast. Countries are exploring alternatives to the dollar, digital currencies are gaining traction, and international alliances are being redefined. Iraq doesn't want to be left behind. A dinar revaluation would place Iraq firmly in the conversation about modern global finance and economic independence. If this discussion between Sudani and Trump leads to action, it could mark the beginning of Iraq's re-entry as a financial contender. Looking ahead, there are several possible outcomes. We might see an official announcement confirming a revaluation, or Iraq may pursue a gradual exchange rate shift supported by incremental policy changes. Alternatively, this entire episode could remain a diplomatic gesture without immediate impact. Each path carries different consequences for investors, policymakers, and the broader economy. In conclusion, the conversation between Donald Trump and Prime Minister Sudani represents more than a political headline. It's a signal that Iraq's future is attracting high-level attention. Whether this evolves into concrete currency reform or serves as groundwork for future partnerships, one thing is clear: the Iraqi dinar is once again at the center of global focus. We'll continue to track every development as it unfolds. Be sure to subscribe to Iraqi Dinar News for trusted updates, expert commentary, and the latest in Iraq's financial evolution.